And we're live.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
I'm alive.
Gary's alive.
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm doing okay. Thought it'd be fun to do a very low key stream today. We're gonna continue where we we're gonna pick up where we left off last time, which is we're designing some stuff for JC, a little alt outfit.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some other characters. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, in case everyone needs a recap, last stream, we're just drawing the characters' new outfits just for the fun of it, because we wanted to do something that was just like, you know, make a change from we're doing any episode stuff and just do something that's quite chill and low key and stuff like that. So, last episode we did Cody in the flannel.
Very Kevin Smith Clerks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is another kind of outfit you probably wear.
Looks like me in high school.
Yeah,
very much.
Yeah, honestly, this is just a self-portrait of Gary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We did try JC, but I wasn't feeling it with JC, especially when she was kind of like sitting down. So we changed the position with this one, so she's gonna be leaning against the wall and mixing it up a bit, you know. So yeah. just playing around this time around, working on JC and stuff. But we'll see how many other characters we get to do and whatnot. So yeah, and we're just catching up. How's everyone doing? Have you, Gary?
Yeah, chat. Tell us how you're doing. Love to hear from you. Before we, take your time if you need to, but we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Before I get into my whole thing, Jack, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I mean, context. Obviously, you've had your surgery. I've just come back from like a busy weekend in Scotland, helping out my friend launch party with his new interior design design business. Yeah, it's. I mean, I had a great time. I'll say more in a bit. But like the travel is it's from where I live to up there. It's like 6 hours back and forth. So and that excludes all the waiting in between all that as well. So it was a long trek for me. Most of the day was just traveling, sitting on a train, being cooped up. It wasn't too bad. To be honest, the trip between Scotland to my home, it's like from the north to the south. It's like a really nice train trip. Which is funny as well because like it was like sunshines and nice fields and whatnot, and then obviously we've had like a massive storm over here. In case you didn't know, where it's been just wild windy weather, rain, but also snow and wind, and back to rain, back to snow, sunshine for a moment, then back to rain, then sunshine again. It's like a back and forth between all the elements and whatnot. So. Which is funny because I think that's just Scotland in general. It's just built different compared to like down south. So
sure.
But despite that, it was a good old event. His interior business is very much inspired by the dance culture of the 90s, late 80s. Specifically acid house. Think of the Hacienda, Manchester, and whatnot. So,
so funny. I think like just last year, for the first time, I watched 24-Hour Party People.
Oh, that's great!
Yeah,
such a great film.
It's an interesting movie.
Well, it's
a very, very interesting protagonist, or or possibly antagonist. I don't know. I couldn't make up my mind throughout the whole movie.
Well, obviously it's based on a real person, but at the same time, it's the film itself.
No, I'm very well aware, but I was just like, wow.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the film.
Steve Coogan's doing a lot of heavy lifting for this guy being a jerk.
It's not the best. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the whole like that. It's funny because it is it's caricatured in the sense of like It's what happened, but at the same time, it's not what happened, and it's But of course, it's all for It's.
Oh, you mean that Happy Mondays didn't spend all their money on fried chicken?
or the fact that Shawn Ryder came in with a gun when he was delivering the second album, which turned out to be not very good. Threatening them, shooting them. Yeah. Just man. I mean. It's crazy, the fact that gangsters got involved during all the club stuff, and Are
you telling me that God did not show up?
Well, I can't vouch for that because I wasn't there, but you never know.
But anyway, to get off the movie and go back to your friend's website.
Yeah. Sure. So he's got his website up. Anyway, and it's very much inspired by that culture, and the sort of his fight against sort of the beige and the sort of the interior design that you see usually, I guess, in very establishments where feels like it has to be quite proper, where really you don't have to be all the time. He wants to make it bright, he wants to make it colorful, and especially he just wants to make it very artistically friendly and fun to depending on like what you're looking for and what your business is and stuff like that. So as previously he's also done like a lot of clubs and stuff like that. He sees it and sort of like he's inspired by that as well in general club culture. So he wants to approach that with his interior design. The launch party, it was in a little area. It was in like a little downstairs basement club where it's set up like an inside of an airplane.
Like a hangar.
like a hangar,
Oh,
exactly.
or just so you're talking about the inside of an actual airplane. Okay.
Yeah, like legit, you go through the doors and there's already like there's airplane seats, like
That's cool.
like several rows of airplane seats, and literally your luggage bit at the top, and the windows, while not obviously portraying the outside realistically, it's got this cool 3D effect where you look outside and it's like 3D clouds and whatnot. I think the owners they use it mostly for like I think for just like for like some like a public speaking events. It's because it's very small space, so it's like either used sometimes for comedy nights, sometimes it's used for like meetings. If there's any students who need like an airplane setting for their student films and whatnot, they usually ask them to rent it out and stuff like that. So
interesting.
Yeah. So that's quite cool done them anyway. So, but there's also like a little like area where you could potentially put some, DJ music, put a band or some DJ sets and stuff like that. So, that's what we did. Yeah, he launched it was literally a launch. That's why you had it there. So, yeah, and it was fun. Just people came down, checked it out. I was opening it, played some music and stuff like that. As in I DJ'd a bit. It was acid house themed, so I had to find some acid house to play. But I was starting, so I was like doing all the Balearic stuff. I was like doing all the Balearic stuff and slow stuff where no one was about. So
it's cool though.
But yeah, no, it was fun. It's cool to learn also because talking to the other DJs, it's just interesting to see like what the music scene is like up there, and stuff like that. And there's just some real great creators in Edinburgh right now and stuff like I definitely was like really in tune with it as well. So I'm hoping that I mean I would love to just go back up there again and like do a proper look around to see like what is sort of their more of the culture and stuff like that, because I go there every year anyway to see family and stuff like that, but I'd never like take interest or take notice of like the culture, like the art culture, and what's it like within that space and whatnot. So I'm really curious to just like check it out and get a vibe on it and whatnot. So
I was curious, is that where they hold or I could be totally mistaken with it, is that where they hold the comedy stuff every year?
Edinburgh Fringe. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Same place.
Okay.
Great. I mean, it's absolute bedlam every time you go up there and stuff like that. But I've been to the Edinburgh Fringe a couple of times. There was who's the one I went to recently? I think there's a lot of good free gigs as well, which is quite nice. Of course, they're free. It's a mixed bag, whether you like it or not. But it's always good to like see up and coming talent. Anyway, I think I remember seeing this comedian where his whole gimmick was doing like the top 10 best tracks ever. It was music themed, and I think he opened his set like doing karaoke of "Live and Let Die." And you know how the opening of that song goes. You always said that you love me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Live and let die. And then he said, anyway, and that's how I lost my job as a lifeguard. Yeah. So.
I just know that's where like the League of Gentlemen got their start.
Yeah.
Doing shows over there. Yeah.
Nice.
Not that I know a whole lot about them. I just that's one of those things that has kind of like come in and out of my ear every now and then. So, they're a really big thing over in the UK, and that's where they got their start.
Well, it's crazy. Like, I didn't realize like how British like or where like Whose Line was kind of like started from that scene and then from there as well. So and how over there it just really took a life of its own as well. So, and it's nice because obviously Colin Mockery and Ryan Starr still come back. All the old faces come back still just to do like shows there, and it's really quite sweet. It's quite nice to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold some. Listen, I love Whose Line, but I love my American Whose Line. Excuse me. But it's so funny because like Colin and Ryan are like the holdovers.
Yeah. I agree.
They really are like the holdovers, and they're like the strongest part of both shows.
Yes. Yeah. No, no. You don't have to argue. I know the American version's better than the UK version. Like it's better paced.
I don't know why. I think it might just be because maybe just Ryan and Colin are kind of more comfortable in that, just around like other American comedians. The sensibilities are like similar.
I think it's
maybe.
I think just like for some reason, just like they got Drew Carey was like a really good host, and obviously
he's so funny.
Oh no, I'm blanking on his name. Who's usually their other co-star?
Greg Proops.
Greg Proops is always there.
There's Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady, thank you. Yeah. Wayne Brady comes down as well, and just he's super talented.
So the weird guest stars that we get. The Richard Simmons episode is amazing. And then also the Robin Williams episode is great too.
Yeah. You know what's I like when Whoopi Goldberg was on as well. She was really.
Oh, that's right.
I really like that one as well. But yeah, I agree. It was like you guys just like elevated it to like great ways, and I think the set was more iconic as well. I don't know what it was. That set was like.
The UK set's a little rough, man.
UK, yeah, in the dark and stuff like that.
The red bars.
Yeah.
Dude, every single time I go on to any streaming service and they say they have Whose Line, it's always the UK version. It is never the ABC version, and it's always such a bummer because I'm like, I want to relive like my childhood nights watching ABC Family. And then immediately getting bombarded by the 700 Club because of the stupid. That's a whole thing over here.
Okay.
Basically, ABC Family was, an extension of ABC, the Disney Channel or whatever.
Right.
And before that, it was Fox Family, and before that, it was just the Family Channel. And the people who owned it were like crazy religious people, and they had the only way they would sell it was if they had it built into their contract that their show, The 700 Club, would get aired every night.
Okay.
So Fox, Disney, and I think it became Freeform after that, had to air a disclaimer saying, "Hey, we are not associated with this. It's just contractual.
Oh wow.
That we have to air this." Yeah. Yeah. But I just remember watching 2 episodes of Whose Line, and then it would go into the 700 Club, and I'm like, well, it's time for bed.
Everyone knew. Yeah. That's fair.
But Jack, I'm glad you had a wonderful time.
Thank you. It was fun.
Your DJ set and your and helping with your friend's website.
Yeah, absolutely. I can plug it probably. If you're in Edinburgh and need some interior help, or have a company or whatever like that, acidhousedesigns.com. Really funky site as well. So feel free to check it out. Anyway, yeah. So that was my weekend. Anyway, I was just kind of, it's just the travel. It just makes it kind of like unbearable. Anyway, it's just trying to like travel up and down, and I couldn't really sleep properly, obviously, because depending on where you're situated, you don't have enough leg room, or or you're sharing a table across some people, and they've just as much have not got enough leg room as you do, so it's like we can't share it and stuff like that, And then the guy, because the charger's the next to you to the window, it's like, hey, can I borrow the charger spot? And it's like, yeah, sure. So you can't charge your phone on the way and whatnot. So, it's that's the only bearable part about it. I could have flown there as well, which is shorter, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not bad with planes. It's just that I wouldn't want to. It's just a lot still to like just go, travel, and check your luggage and wait for it, and I don't know. I would have had to get an earlier time and stuff like that anyway. So,
sure.
Anyway, travel was poo, but the party was great. Anyway, yeah. So, how are you feeling? Yeah. I was gonna say that. How are you feeling though, man?
Oh yeah, nothing big, just brain surgery. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about. No, yeah, for those who don't know, I was kind of being a little vague on what was going on leading up, because I didn't want to freak anyone out, because everything turned out fine. I'm okay. But I had brain surgery last week, or 2 weeks ago now, almost, which is crazy. Essentially, I had a trigeminal schwannoma. This is my second time having it. The surgery this time was much easier, although ironically took longer. This took 8 hours overall, comparatively to the first time where it took like 4, I think. I think the reason it took longer was because it was a less intrusive surgery. Therefore, they couldn't just go, wholesale and grab the thing. They had to go through. So, just so people know, the first time I got my surgery, it was just a cranial surgery. They cut up my head and took the thing out and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
This time they went through my eye, which is a much safer way to do it. It leaves you with a big black eye, which if you've seen my Instagram, I posted a picture of it, and me smiling because I'm really, really high.
Or if you've seen Pan's recent video, you might have seen it there.
Yeah, yeah. We'll go into Pan's video in a second, but I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, what the fuck? I it was through my eye, and it was 8 hours. I woke up and I was like, what time is it? And they're like 6 o'clock. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like, we were supposed to be done at like 2. What happened? And it's like, oh, yada yada yada, and it took it was really 6 hours, and then it took them 2 hours to stitch me back up.
Okay. Yeah.
To make sure that eyelid was sealed, basically. The stitches in my eye are going to be unnoticeable once this thing falls out. Once they're dissolvable stitches, so they'll fall out.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not that anybody can tell, but like there are some side effects right now. Obviously my black eye is still kind of the black eye is gone at this point. Like, it's just like a little bruising at the bottom, but the swelling is still very much there. One eye is much smaller than the other one. Essentially the biggest side effect, unfortunately, is I have just numbness on the left side of my face that will gradually dissipate as the months go along, but learning to kind of talk with it and chew with it. At this point, I've got chewing down. I'm not really worried about chewing. It's not particularly fun to deal with. Hopefully I sound good. Hopefully I don't sound like I'm slurring my words or anything like that. That's just always kind of a thing, like I have like a little bit of a anxiety about. But everyone seems sad. Like, everyone's saying like, oh, you sound like you normally do. So that's nice.
Yeah, it's a very good sign, because I mean, at least I know you're feeling it, but at least from like how
nobody
you sound.
can. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically my upper cheek, my nose, and my left nose, and my upper left cheek, my left nose, and then my left upper lip are all pretty numb right now. It's kind of like I went to the dentist almost, and like it's just like eternal kind of Novocaine. Not fun to sleep on either. It just feels weird and kind of off. But yeah, like, it's gonna take about 3 to 6 months for it to really kind of regain the sensation and everything like that. They really cut some nerves in there. My doctor said like, oh, it'll come back and you'll have like a tiny bit of numbness like left over for the next couple of years, but you're not gonna notice it. You'll get used to it, or it'll just fade away. Yeah. But he didn't want me to worry too much. But I cross-reference with people online, and it seems to be that's the case. Most people have the numbness usually is in the surgery area. That's where it lingers the most.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'm not too worried about that because that's not really an important part of my face. But yeah, trigeminal schwannoma. It was much smaller than the last one I had. Which is so weird because, 15 years ago, so I don't really remember, but, this numbness, I think because they went into the eye, too, they had to be a little more selective with, the nerves they cut and everything, and,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think maybe they were just we kind of have to get in there.
Better say sorry, right? It's kind of that thing, right?
Yeah, I talked to my doctor, one of the doctors before, he's like, honestly, dude, you probably have numbness and you don't even realize it. And I was like, I don't know, man. He's like, yeah, but honestly, you're gonna walk out of this and be in 3 or 6 months, you're gonna be maybe a percent of a percent, feeling worse. But it's, you're not gonna notice it.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of what happened. I was in the hospital for about 3 days. That sucked. I won't go into details. It just sucked. I was just hooked up to too many things. I really felt like that. I think you should leave sketch where he's like, I got too much shit on me. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, it's the Tim Robinson sketch where he's like it's like a prank show and they dress him up in like the old man makeup and he's just like, I got too much shit on me and I want to do this stupid. It was just too much monitoring for me, and I was like, I want to get up and go to the bathroom if I have to, and like I couldn't even do that. I'd have to call someone because they're like, oh, we gotta do this and and like, it was really obnoxious. So yeah, then I came home, and I would say the first couple days were not great. Learning to kind of walk again was, I mean, I didn't really have to learn how to walk again necessarily, but it was a lot of getting used to being dizzy and stuff. I did walk 4 miles the other day, so like,
oh sweet,
I'm not like down and out. Hang on just 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll be right back. Okay. But yeah, I've just been kind of trying to take it easy. Before I go on, let me go to chat because there are a couple chats here. Edmund Garcia says, I'm doing great. Watched the entire Too Quiet for Comfort series for the first time. After hearing they're making a finale and it's animated, maybe pumped for it. Oh, Jack, have we talked about Too Quiet for Comfort?
I feel like if we have, it's been a while, but I don't recall.
Yeah, it's an old web series that's kind of gained some traction as of late, which is interesting. I don't know what made it take off as of recently, but it is a good show. It's just one of those kind of like super awkward kind of like cringe shows. Okay. Yeah, so if you you can't quite handle that, it might not be for you, but. No, it's a really well made show. It's really good. And I quite liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm excited for the animated finale too. Kyla's Rod said, as soon as I saw the word brain surgery, I got concerned, but I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. And then Riverku YT says, hope healing is going smooth, Carrie. It's probably as smooth as it can go. Like I said, the numbness is really annoying, so I'm trying to kind of deal with that. That's the crazy thing, is that I'm numb, but like I can still control my muscles. Like right. I can still smile. Like you would not know. It's just annoying. Edmund says, I'd love to see you get Maddie or Brittany on one of the streams one day. They do great as Piper and JC. Yeah, no, that's definitely a possibility. Mm-hmm. I'll have to reach out for sure. It's so funny. I wanted to get Maddie to come out for MomoCon, and apparently by the time I had reached out to her, like they had already filled up on guests.
Oh, damn.
It was literally a week after I got confirmed, I think.
Oh.
So maybe I was like one of the last people that got like really added. So yeah, I will reach out to Maddie and Brittany. Maybe we can get them both on the same stream. They're close friends, so I'm sure they would both be. I do kind of. They recorded it so long ago. I do wonder if it's like, do they remember? I mean, I know they know when they recorded it, but like, I wonder. I remember recording specifically with Maddie, and it was a lot of fun. Cool. I think Brittany recorded on her own, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, yeah, I will reach out to them.
I think in general we've talked about having guests on the stream in general, so hopefully we will make that happen at some point. Anyway, you know, not just people who worked on the show.
One of the people I would have loved to have gotten, we'll see. Maybe I can still get her. I would really love to help. Not that I don't know if we have the audience to necessarily make a giant impact. But I'm really excited for Kickstarter. Strawberry Vampire.
Yes.
Emily Brundage. I would love to get her on to have her talk about Strawberry Vampire. And also she just has a lot of cool it's like a lot of cool industry stories and like, you know, what it's like to pitch and sell shows and stuff. So I think she'd be really cool to have on and talk to. And then, you know, there's other people too we can get. I'm sure. I'd love to see if I could reach out to Jaime again. I haven't been able to get in contact with Jaime in a bit. He's kind of a man of mystery these days. No, he's not really. I just think he's busy. No, but he added so much personality to Failing Upward with the fantasy sequences. So, you know, it'd be cool to get him back on.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've just been relaxing. I've been trying to not stress out too much. And yeah, I'm hoping that within the next couple months, I'm kind of really on the mend. I will still be at MomoCon. I just want to let everybody. I will still be at MomoCon. If I'm a little low energy at MomoCon, this is why.
Which would be tough.
By the way, Jack, I want to say we got your Polaroids.
Yes. Oh my God, I was going to ask about that. Oh, that's great. Did they all came okay?
Yeah. It's so funny because like yours came out great, and then you know we got the prints from Melody Charms, and they cut off.
You told me.
Like so much of the stuff. I had them all kind of. I added my own bleeds recently, and everything kind of worked. You know, well, and you know, the only thing is, I think one of them, I think I might have to cut a little bit. I'm not gonna worry about it too much though.
Sure.
I'll just take it to Staples and just have them cut. Like, hey, just cut this little piece off. But yeah. I'm excited to bring your stuff, Jack. And
nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I'm so glad that they came back because I mean, granted, I checked the tracking recently, and they were like still apparently in the sorting office, and I was just like, dang, they've been in there for quite some time.
Yeah, hang on. I know for a fact because give me a second. Make sure that wasn't just a hallucination.
They came, right? I know it was April Fool's earlier on, but you don't have to do that to me, man.
It's Janelle sent me a picture. My girlfriend, by the way. I see. There it is.
Let me see. Nice, great. Oh man, I'm so glad. Yeah. I was worried as well because I didn't know if it was gonna like cover up. I know because you need to put stamps on it or whatever.
I love the little Cody.
Thank you. Oh, should I share that on stream?
Yeah. Just you can just take the picture out and share it.
Yeah. 1 second, that's it.
That was another thing while you do that.
Wait, no, I can't show that on stream, Gary. That's got your bloody address.
Because my address, you don't want to dox me. Yeah, okay. Thank God. All right.
I was like, dude, it's taking your address on it. Hold on, one sec. Let me just.
Okay. You almost did it. You didn't show it, did you?
No, nothing showed.
Okay.
Fuck
all
me.
Right, gotcha.
Oh,
right.
Jesus, can you imagine? So anyway, yeah. I drew a little mini Cody on the front, and yeah. But,
you can screenshot that.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about it is that I managed to find more. I found because we did some early samples, and I did to test them out, and they look great. And then I lost them at one point. I was like, dang it, I was gonna send those somewhere. So when I got the newly printed ones, during because on the back, well, we needed to put something on the back anyway because they're all signed by me. And I think Gary will have to sign them too anyway. But anyway, but then eventually I found some extra. I found the missing ones that I had that used as a prototype. So I've put in some extra ones in there just in case in general. So yeah, you know, it was it didn't take too long to sign and stuff like that. I think it was more than just the fact of like I was concentrating hard, and at the same time I was just like, I gotta make sure these look natural enough to like, you know, because literally the context, the Polaroid itself is JC's old band that she was in with her cousin. The band name was
Romantic Serial.
Romantic Serial, and basically I was trying to recreate how it's signed. You see it briefly in OK Nightmare, but basically I was trying to sign it the same way as it was in the episode. So it was about just basically learning to write it in the same way without like doing any mistakes or spelling like romantic wrong or anything like that, you know. Like, shoot, I spelled Roman. So, yeah. So, but anyway, I'm so glad anyway they came in. And, I'll hopefully if you're there, you'll happily, if you're lucky enough to get one, you know, please come down to our table to nab one.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Sorry, I'm just making sure.
So there's some more chat stuff going. Really cool to see all the animation workers go out and make their own projects. Yeah. It's, you know, between Matt and Emily and some other people, like, it's been really cool to kind of see all these Kickstarters kind of take off. And in Matt's case, you know, that show looks awesome. I'm very happy he's gotten the success he has, and it looks like they're closing in on being able to make all 3 episodes, so it's very exciting. So really cool. Nether Freak Ultima 4498 asks, how's Starstruck going? Starstruck's going good. We are planning on showing a version of it at MomoCon. I am hoping it's the version with sound effects. It's kind of like that's my ideal version right now. But it'll have music for sure. It's going to be exciting to kind of get that done. But yeah, definitely if you're at MomoCon, feel free to
Yes. Sorry. Okay.
Censored it all out.
Yeah. So I was just checking if that's okay, right? That's okay to share on stream.
You're good.
Okay. Great. All right. There you go. Chat. Anyway, this is what the package looked like. Aside from the obviously the blurred out address and whatnot. There you go. I just made sure to draw a little Cody just to indicate that that was definitely Bulgari and whatnot. So. There you go. Anyway, so much work just to do that. There you go. Anyway,
funny.
Yes,
funny.
Funny. Oh, you get the idea.
It's him in all of his glory. Yes, that is him. That is Cody. That is, yeah, for sure.
Just a little guy. Yes. So you're gonna have a preview of Starstruck hopefully at the con as well, which is cool. I haven't seen...
Yeah, I mean there'll be something regardless of what stage we're at. I'm just hoping it's the one with sound effects. In fact, I'm gonna message Dominic Farah right now, my co-producer, and see where we are.
Oh my gosh, the Dominic Farah.
Did I? Hang on. No, okay, good. Never mind. Did you get a chance to look at Starstruck? Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you, Nether Freak, for actually reminding me that I had to do that. So. Oh yeah. So, what else has been going on? Other than how many mini Codys are out in the world? Funky Space. Hey, Funky Space Alien, how's it going? Mini Codys. Are there a lot of mini Codys out in the world, Jack?
I've only drawn like this one. Just like this is probably the only mini Cody I've done so far. I can draw some more mini Codys at some point. You know, it'd be the weirdest graffiti like somewhere. just draw mini. That'd be funny. I'd probably just be like drawing little mini Codys. Just like, dang, if I had some like Cody stickers or something like that, just stick them around. And people would just like, what the hell is this? Just this one so far, anyway. You know, but we're gonna have mini. You could say we're gonna have some merch of mini Cody, of like the keychains and the stickers. Of if you want to get your own mini Cody, from the merch table and hopefully online soon.
Jack, I'm gonna send you a picture.
Okay.
This is circa 2010.
Okay. Oh no. Okay.
When this was a meme.
Yeah. No, I remember it. Wait, is it?
Have I shown you this one?
No, I haven't seen this one at all. This is new to me.
Do we want to put this up on stream?
I'm definitely doing that. Yeah, I'm doing that right now. How the hell have I not seen this
yet? PSA 10 mini Cody. What does that mean?
There you go. So, okay.
You pull out a new character named Mini Cody to save the show's ratings.
Okay. Sure, yeah. You know what? Let's. Yeah. So,
what is he like, a Graggle?
Yeah. So, hang on. Let's get the context. Hang on. Why was this? Okay. So, obviously, I'm guessing. You know, it's obviously.
This was a shit post. That my friend Iris, who designed the characters originally.
Mark and Sabrina. You know, hey Marky Poo, guess what day?
Very off character Mark, by the way. He would never smile like that.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
That's why you know it's like, yeah, I don't think I'd really kind of fixed the characters yet.
I mean, clearly this is portraying fake Mark's death, right? You know, because Sabrina's killing him. Yeah.
Yes.
Garbage day.
Garbage day. No.
I think about.
You have to understand. Yeah. Garbage Day was a massive meme back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it this is very funny to me.
I mean, it's almost very cult classic. Yeah, you know, in terms of like,
awful movie, terrible movie.
That was what was that? It's Christmas.
Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, which is mostly just archive footage from the first movie.
Crazy.
Yeah. I got a couple more chats here. Thoughts on KND, Kids Next Door?
I love it. You know.
Well, I have a very complicated relationship with that show. Because, well, first of all, let me say that Mr. Warburton is one of the best character designers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a goat. I love his style.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against him. Nothing against Kids Next Door, really, necessarily. But Kitty Bobo. That's all I gotta say. I just feel like Kitty Bobo would have been like my favorite show of all time, had it been a thing. I think
it's been 20 years. Let it go.
I can't let it go. I called in 20 times to vote for it.
You got me. I mean, hang on.
Hey, Funky Space Alien. I'm gonna boot you in a second. Excuse me. More like Kitty Lamo. Get out of here.
Whoa. Hey,
come
on.
Get out of here.
Hey, there's a place for both. They can both coexist.
No, I like Kids Next Door. I think Kids Next Door is a very creative show, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's just one of those kind of things that, like, I held on to as a kid, where I was just like, oh, Kitty Bobo. Why couldn't they both have been greenlit?
They should have. They really should have. I mean, I feel like any cartoon deserves at least, you know, like some. I mean, it's always the case anyway with those kind of like shows where it's like, vote for your favorite, and it's like, man, they all deserve a shot in the dark. Why could you just like?
Yeah, it's funny because like even the shows I wasn't like over the moon about were creative. Yeah, like they were interesting. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just want to say that Hoo How brought up a really good point, which is like, yeah, I think Robot Jones only got in like 3rd place or something, but that still got a show. And I love Robot Jones. It's a great show.
Robot Jones is that show is, I feel like, gets like, the more I like see, like, and it's great because I see it like sometimes on Twitter when it's just like people discovering it, and like, you know, it's got such a it's kind of the thing that's just nothing like it in terms of like, you know.
Yeah, very Schoolhouse Rock.
Very Schoolhouse Rock, but it's like actually, what do you prefer? Do you prefer Robot Jones with the computer voice, or do you prefer Robot Jones?
I was just gonna bring this up. I think the Macintosh Sam is what it is.
Yeah.
I think that fits way better. I mean, I don't think the kid voice is awful, but like, it doesn't like detract from the show that much. But I feel like the Macintosh Sam voice kind of really, you know, portrays him as an outsider. So like, I think it worked better.
I think they're both kind of endearing in some ways, because I like the idea of like.
Oh, Jack, the comic is still on stream, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's a piece of art. Why do you think I'm not like, you know? Anyway,
I think they want you to take it down so you can drop.
All right, sorry, anyone. All right, okay. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I think they're both endearing in their own way, kind of thing. So I do like the computer voice, because obviously that's the most authentic towards the robot, and then it's just funny to have this robot be expressive in such a monotone voice. And then, of course, but then, you know, I think with the Chard voice, it's like, it's almost like the robot's really trying to fit in to the point where his like voice module, you know, is like sounding like a child, despite it still being like under the robot filter and whatnot. So, and I think the person who was playing it, the voice they got, you know, I think he did a pretty good job, you know, in terms of like, you know, it makes it a bit more sweeter, I guess, in terms of like, you know, because then you really like rooting for this robot to like really fit in and whatnot. So,
yeah.
I still kind of, the only thing I really don't get about that show is that why are the bully characters dressed up in Devo get-ups?
Why not?
No, well, sure. No, you're right. No,
I like that one kid with the headphones and the sunglasses. He might be my favorite character design in that. He looks so cool.
Yeah, all of the character designs are great in that show, honestly.
Yeah. I like the fact that the love interest has a fake leg, and then the braces and everything. That's cool.
I didn't even know about the fake leg. You're right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why he's like, oh, she's a robot. She's a cyborg.
Yeah. I thought it was just the brace face was like it was enough for it, but then no, it's the whole like. Yeah. That's so funny.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I got some more chats in here. Let me see. Thoughts on Bridge Kids? I love the latest stuff. You know, I have watched a bit of Bridge Kids. I haven't watched like every episode. But from what I've seen, it's pretty funny. I dig it. I'm glad that creator got an Adult Swim thing apparently. So yeah, no, it's good stuff. I just haven't watched every episode. What else? Yeah, everyone's kind of talking about how they greenlit multiple shows. And, you know, why not Kitty Bobo? But I just think what's so interesting about Kitty Bobo is that like it was so ahead of its time in terms of what Cartoon Network was. Yeah. Like it, you know, it's proto regular show almost in a way. Although you know the other proto regular show was Utica Cartoon. That was the one with the bear who eats all the hot dogs. That one's really good. I like that one a lot. That one is very regular show. But that one's great. Somebody asked, do you remember Long Hair and Double Dome? Yeah, I do. But mostly from. It's funny, and Jack, I feel like you might be old enough to remember this, Jack.
Try.
But CartoonNetwork.com used to have these games for all these pilots where it was like Cartoon Network Resort, and you'd go around the resort, and it was like a fetch quest basically. Yeah. You had to find different things and like bring them back, and you unlock a party at the end. That's what I remember a lot of the pilots from. Like Uncle Gus was in that, and like Long Hair Double Dome. Yeah.
Yes.
The late 90s, early 2000s Cartoon Network is very interesting because there's a lot of like, obviously you have your Gendys and your Craigs and you know, the kind of syndication of, not syndication necessarily, but the reruns of Johnny Bravo and Cow and Chicken. You know, those are and then Courage, of course.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, really, I listened to an interview with John Dilworth recently. I know he's gotten into some controversy for the crypto thing. I don't know the extent of that, so I'm not going to speak on it. And it was kind of disappointing to hear, but apparently he has disowned it. So we'll leave it at that. But there was a very interesting career retrospective. Amity did an interview with him recently. It was really interesting. Yeah. I was gonna say there's just like a lot of forgotten shows. Like nobody talks about Sheep in the Big City, even though it's really funny.
Sheep in the Big City's great. I love that one.
Oh, Mo Willems is a genius, in my opinion. I think the Offbeats is, I mean, like, in terms of like failing upward inspiration, is like it's up there for sure. But Sheep in the Big City is an incredible show. And then, you know, I like Mike, Lou, and Og. That's a really chill show. I think Time Squad is very underappreciated as well. Time Squad was kind of like, you know, the modern version of Peabody and Sherman in many ways.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. That's an era of Cartoon Network that I feel like, you know, there's just so many kind of forgotten things in there, and it's worth taking a look into.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I wonder if we'd ever get back to that kind of like, I guess, I mean, granted, I guess it's more online anyway that we get to see these. I mean, heck, we're seeing it now with the cartoon shows.
I was actually gonna bring that up with the cartoon pilots, which have been very interesting. They started off, and I was like, okay, and then they kept going, and you get to the the duck one or whatever, like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was like, wait, what?
What a tonal shift. Yeah, Whiplash. Yeah.
And then the next one, if it wasn't the next one, it was the one after that was kind of almost like the preschool show with the clowns, the stop motion clowns and everything. Yeah. Which was great. I love that. That was so chill.
That's my favorite one out of all of them so far. That's
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I legit think there should be a show just like that for, you know, that I think that should be like universally. Like, I mean, I think from my perspective, it's very much like, you know, and I mean, the great thing about it is that, first of all, they don't speak English. It's its own language.
Yeah, it's almost like Simlish in a way.
It's almost very Simlish in a way, and it's a very chill show. You know, despite them speaking like in this fake language, you can understand the feelings and the tones and how these characters are feeling, and understand the story follow the story just as much. And it's got a really unique style. It's just full of charm, and I think it's something that's just as much probably children would like as much adults would like, you know. So, and it's also very, I guess, from my perspective, it's very European. It's something that you would see in like the old, like you get some some old like Polish animation from like the 70s, or like, you know, something that that comes from the 70s or 60s. That's like very stop motion, but it has that old kind of music. Like it's just something about it that just feels very European, which I really appreciate. And you know, yeah, very very sweet one. I think out of the bunch so far, I think that's something that kind of like I'll gel with a lot. But you know, I think that there's been a lot of great ones. You know, in general, you know, even from straight from the. I mean, I think Pan actually covered all of my favorite ones anyway. So, did you have any other favorites?
I really liked my favorite one. And I don't know if it's a recency bias, but the Greetings from Samson one got me. I was like, this is cute. I like this. I don't know why the lead guy is a hot dog, but you know, like,
oh, that's a new
whatever,
one.
Man. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, I still need to see that one. I haven't checked it out yet.
It's great. It's like a little, almost like Office spacey kind of thing. Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it still I was gonna say, because it's hard to tell when like one of these is gonna be like for a more adult, or is it going to be like for children? I mean, ever since the duck one, I'm just like
a mix of like it's not adult necessarily, but it's an adult scenario, I think, you know. So that was great. What else did I like? Let me go. Do they have a playlist?
I think about the first one I was even impressed by. Was it like A for Angel? The one about the
yes.
angels.
Yeah.
That was great. I weirdly enough liked the one that's set in the funhouse. With the rat and the co-worker. I forget the name of that one. Probably just because the way it looks, and then also it's very much reminiscent of a show that I think everyone was a bit and ahhing about called Uncle Grandpa. But at the same time, it's the same guy, right?
I don't.
Is it?
I don't think so. Give me 1 second, by the way. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. I tell you what, I'm gonna actually get the playlist up as well because I got to remind myself actually what they've aired so far. Cartoons. Let's see, A for Angel. Oh yeah, according to Jeffrey and Mary Melodica, I was gonna like it anyway because it was Louis Zong, so stuff's great. Afternoon Super was quite that was quite cute as like a sort of a tribute to those Captain Planet, those kind of shows and whatnot. Buttons Game Zone, that's the one. That's the one I think honestly probably that could probably be definitely turned into a show. Fools is great. The the fruit stand at the end of the world was actually really it's super short, but again it's like really sweet. Surprising that it would like even be like counted as a cartoon. It's like something that cartoon would even like be part of their collection and stuff, because that's just a general like short film that you would put out in the animation festivals and whatnot, but it's cool. And the Greetings for Samson one I still need to check out. Duck is definitely the biggest whiplash in terms of you go from Dying It's Dracula to Duck, and then follow that up with Fools. That's so funny. And then I found out apparently Duck was also behind the people behind Amazing World of Gumball. Some of the animation directors or writers were behind it, and I was like, oh well, not surprised. Yeah, I've honestly, it's been cool because it's been honestly like a very. I think obviously some of it's a good sort of selection of because I think there is definitely something for everyone, which I really appreciate. It surprised me when Dying It's Dracula. That's a little bit of a musical, or had like a musical piece in it anyway. And I was just like, oh cool. So we got like little musical pieces and whatnot, and then you got like some, wild stuff that like Duck, and then you got like something that feels much more associated with see more on Cartoon Network, like TV, like A for Angel or Buttons Game Zone. Yeah, I'm looking forward to how many others, what else is going to come up and such. I know there's I think the one I'm waiting for or eager to check out is Andrew Dickman's one, because I know he did one. I think he did anyway. He mentioned that obviously he made one for cartoons. So I'm waiting for that one to hopefully show. I hope they all show anyway. These have been teased since what, 2022? I
am back.
Oh hell.
What were we talking about?
No, I was just talking about cartoons. Cause I'm looking through the playlist and just all reminding myself about it. And I was basically saying that it's interesting. It's cool. There's such a variety because it goes from like stuff that you would see on TV, like A for Angel and Buttons Game Zone, that feel very like you would see that as its own show on for Cartoon Network and stuff like that. To like, stuff like I saw Fruit Stand at the End of the World. I liked it. It's just funny that that's part of the cartoons sort of brand in terms of because that's just a short film that you would see in an animation festival. But but it made me chuckle. It made me kind of laugh. It's very unique in tone. So you know, it doesn't really have much in animation either. I think either. So it's like it's very funny. That's a part of all these, you know, variety and very animated shows and stuff like that. And then you just got Fruit Stand in the World, which feels like its own thing, like cute short and stuff like that. So like Dang It to Dracula had a little musical moment in it, and
there's one I want to see that's taking forever to come out and getting like I'm like please air this one. This sounded really cool. I'm really biased though, so hang on, let me find the name of it.
I was saying actually I'm waiting for the Andrew Dickman. I think had one as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I'm eager to check that out. So I love his like illustration work anyway. He's very good. I mean, he's directed a lot of the Looney Tunes. Storyboard a lot of the Looney Tunes shorts and whatnot. So I'm very eager to see like how he, what his one was anyway. So,
the person, what was her name? Gotta find her. Oh, as an Italian, I'm gonna butcher this name. That's horrible. Callie Fonticchio. I think it's Callie Fonticchio or Callie Fonticchio. She has one coming out called where is it? What's it called? Shoot. Maud Moncher and Dom Duck. And it's about a girl who is like 60s mod, like a 60s mod musician.
Cool.
And she starts a band with a duck. I'm like, that sounds fun. Yeah. Somebody's making a thing about kind of like a mod girl. Well, the Harper's not really mod, but she's got like the tie, I guess. That's more of her like work attire. But no, I'm really excited to see it. I love stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited to see Kallie's. Could be cool. Callie Kazoo is her name.
Gotcha.
That's her musician name. So hopefully that's tomorrow, because I don't know how many more of these there are.
I see like in the playlist there's like 5 unavailable videos are hidden, so I'm guessing there's going to be
5 more.
5 more. Hopefully it's all the ones that haven't been shown yet.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me how they've been keeping these since like beginning of this decade rather, and then it's like we haven't seen them since now, and they're all just coming up now, and it's just like, like why now? Like well, I think I heard why now, but like it's just funny. But it's cool. It's great. I'm really happy that at least we can see these things. Yes. So something I also want to address. We should probably I want to address. I mean, the fact that if because obviously I've noticed that we've probably had a little bit of a springboard in terms of like the people who've probably checked out the channel and whatnot, thanks to Pan giving a shout out in his recent pilots video, which I will say from my point of view, it's very cool to like follow someone who like introduces you to like all these other animations, and
I feel like that's what this sphere kind of has to be right now, especially with a lot of bigger networks not taking the chance on animation. Like, we really need to be supporting each other, and like we can't pick favorites. We need to be like, hey, give the show a shot. Like, it doesn't need to be like an in-depth look at something, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like so many, and I think channels are getting better at it now, but I feel like for a while it really was just like, the Amazing Digital Circus is big, and I love, like, don't get me wrong, like, nothing but power to Gooseworks, but it did just feel like everything was kind of getting overshadowed by like the 3 big indie shows or whatever. And now I feel like we've made the turn to like, hey, like, there's a lot of stuff worth watching, and like you could watch Digital Circus and you could watch this very small show. Like, it's nice now that I feel like the playing field is kind of opening up. And Pan's video was definitely like a a big part of that happening recently, I think.
Yeah.
And then also, the broader discussion. I'm sure you've seen like Jack, like the. Oh, maybe you haven't because you were kind of busy for the last week. But there was the broad discussion of critique for indie shows as of recently, which was like so many people just use like, oh, this is cringe or something. Like they don't really critique it. So like that was like a whole thing like the round table did recently, and that was like a whole online discussion that I had a sort of not viral tweet, but a lot of people seem to like my take. But I don't know, like I just feel like we need to support each other. Whether it's through like, Kickstarters or word of mouth or, like we really need to kind of all come together and help each other out. So I'm glad that Pan's video did that.
Yeah. I mean, it's great because then again, he introduced me to a lot of stuff that I haven't even heard of before, so it was great to like, have that coverage and, and again, as someone who's, who's watched his videos for quite a long time, it was literally watching it. I was just like, I hear your voiceover and
so somebody said they were watching. I was like, oh, there's a new Pan video. I'll put that on.
Yeah.
And like within like, I think it's like right in the middle of the video, I hear my voice. I'm like, wait, what? Did I leave a tab open or something?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, I'm in the video.
My face was that my reaction was that she liked the just that soy jack meme where it's just like them pointing at the the one I'm talking about, the one we parody in the Patreon thumbnail. But it's just me going, oh, so I was just like, oh my god. It was totally shocked me anyway. So and no, it's very cool, and he said some sweet stuff about the show, and
it's one of those ones where like he had like a small critique, and I was like, how well phrased, what I mean? Like it's so rare. I feel like ironically, I feel like Newgrounds has given us a lot of good critique. Which I feel like 15, 20 years ago that might not have been the case. But now everybody's so enthused with just like the indie scene, just like they want to help people, they want to like push people to be better, and like but no, I mean, like that's very accurate. It's just like, I try to cut back on references, like, just because I want to talk more about the characters. Like I don't want to overpower it with there's one reference coming up in the next episode that honestly I wish I could have rewritten. But
is the challenge, I was gonna say, is it a challenge like you want to do the reference that feels natural enough to sound like someone making a reference and such, it's like you want to incorporate...
like I'll spoil it because there's only 6 people watching this, but there's a scene where JC I think says like Cody's talking about like the pressures of like socializing or something, and I think JC says something like, oh, Rivers Cuomo does it, like I'm sure you can too. It's a little on the nose, but whatever. It's fine. I wrote it years ago, so it's not something I would probably write now, but it's okay. It's one line. I'm not gonna. And it's very like kind of like off the cuff. It makes sense. Cody kind of looks like Rivers, so like it's it works. It works just fine. We'll see. I think moving forward, that's not a movie reference. That's a pop culture reference. So I don't know. We'll keep pushing forward, and I'll definitely try to kind of make those a little more natural. It's tricky though. I think it is kind of tricky to just be like, here is movie that exists, and this is why it is relevant to this conversation. I grew up watching Kevin Smith, and he made it look so easy. Like I think there's a reason people hold the whole Clerks Death Star contractor scene in such high regard.
Sure.
Because they found a way to kind of make it work into obviously it's just Dante and Randall talking about it, and like then a guy comes over who was a contractor and kind of goes into like, you know, knowing the risks of being like a contractor and everything. Yeah, no, it's tricky. It's a tricky thing to do. There's like multiple layers to it. You don't want to be like a, you know, the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's some rough ones in the Big Bang Theory. But no, I mean like a little Rivers Cuomo nod is not the worst thing in the world.
Sure. I mean, you know, I mean, well, that kind of stays true anyway to like what the show is also an ode to anyway, to that sort of like
yeah,
MTV
and to who
generation.
JC is too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know, it's
So
not.
there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So I mean, it's thank. I mean, I very much like thank. You know, it's cool to see anyway. Just like the fact that, you know, it's the animation that we've done for the show. I mean, seeing my animation like the Pan Pizza video is like quite surreal in itself anyway. So, for me, so it was very cool to see, and I do really appreciate the shout out and stuff like that to our show, and you know, the new interest in terms of like if you're new here. Thank you for coming down and checking this out, and you know, we truly appreciate it, and I hope you stick around because you know, despite us, like, obviously we're working on the final episode of this season, we've got so much other stuff planned that I hope you you know, can.
Oh, we got a little thing coming up too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited to. We're not going to reveal what it is yet, but we'll show it soon.
Yeah. Me guessing like, do I know the thing? Well, yeah, I think I know the thing. Is that thing?
Yeah, it's that thing. Yeah.
Okay, go.
Funky Space Alien says, "I think we need less references and more mini Codys." Dude, what is the mini Cody thing going on?
Hang on. One sec. Hang on. Hang on. Just give this another.
While you do that, Hu Hao says it's kind of sad that the cartoon pilots are like 3 to 5 years old. Yeah, no, the fact that it took so long to get them out is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened there in terms of like what the decision was, where they were just like.
No, I don't know either.
Yeah, it's very weird. Very bizarre.
Something else I wanted to like mention, by the way, as well, because the thing is that there's a lot of stuff I'm in this month in general. But the cool thing also, when, because speaking of like TV shows and whatnot, my friend, while I was up there, my friend, you know, because I was staying over at his place, and he you know, during that time, because I guess in the evenings, obviously because we were all tired, he just introduced me to like a bunch of shows and TV shows and whatnot. A lot of stuff that apparently I haven't even heard of, but apparently it's quite little cult classics and stuff like that. So I'm curious to know your opinion, Gary. You've heard of a show called Review, right?
Review.
So it was like a 3-season show that was on, I think, on Comedy Central.
Oh wow!
It's, you know,
what's his name? Andy Daly. Okay. Yes. I remember this. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the first time I like ever heard about it and stuff like that. You know, but he showed me like the first sort of like, well, most of the first season anyway. Of just, yeah. And I was just like, wow, this is actually quite, you know, like, yeah. I mean, you know, I was really surprised by it just in terms of just like, why have I not heard this before? Because this feels like something that's like, it definitely feels cult classic, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I would know this or something like that. Maybe then it's hard to like find a show just literally called Review, like online and whatnot. Like you've heard of the show, haven't you?
When you were saying it, I was thinking of like the Red Letter Media segment.
Yeah. No, but yeah, well, you know, that's the thing, right? It's the thing is like, I could have been referring to that, but then again, it's like, well, do you know about it? Like, is it that one? The thing is, like, is it hard to like know like which review it is and stuff like that? And I'm wondering if that's because why I haven't heard of it is because the fact that it's such a generalized name of just called Review. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's fun. I mean, context, I guess, if no one's heard the show, it follows a presenter what's his name? Andy Daly.
Yeah, Andy Daly, yeah.
Andy Daly, who does like a show that basically it's like a mockumentary-esque show that depicts like him trying out things in general and then giving it a rating between 1 to 5 stars based upon the experience. And like literally the first episode, it's like, how would he, it's like, the person who, because you get viewers coming in and writing and asking, what's it like to do this and what's it like to do that. The first episode is literally called, it's stealing. So like, you're stealing a go, and it's like he's quite a little bit of an awkward guy. He's like, oh man,
I kept getting him confused with John Hodgman, who is this guy is around the same time. You know what I mean? Like very similar kind of like humor. And I'm like, because I saw Andy Daly, isn't that the guy from the They Might Be Giants Venue Songs DVD? And I was like, oh no, it's not him. But he was the guy who was the he was the PC in the app. I'm a Mac, I'm a PC commercials. But no, it's not the same guy. But yeah, Andy Daly, yeah. Andy, so Review is on around the same time as Nathan For You as well. Like that's what I associate it with the most, I think.
Right, yeah, that's what well, that's what I thought as well, because it very much felt reminiscent of that, and then I was just like, I wonder if this was around the same time as that was on. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it just gets so. I think
it's worth watching. You're saying?
Yeah, it's worth watching. It's wild, just because like it just gets to a point where it's just like, it's it affect the show itself, because I feel like if the thing is, it's funny. What's funny for me is that if enough people know the context of why he's doing these things, then most of the problems that happen later on in the show, because there is an overarching sort of, plot that happens in the show, that fortunately for Andy's character, it gets kind of like worse and worse for him. Like if only enough people know the context of like why he's doing these things, that he wouldn't be in this scenario, but because. Like no one questions why the TV people are about, like why he's doing these things, and like it's just, man, it's like I was like at some point I was just like, man, forget it, you deserve all these things, man, forget you. like you're an idiot. But it does get really funny, like just around like I think it was the 4th and 5th episode.
I'll check it out. Is it online? Where can I watch it?
Where can you watch it? I guess so it came out on Comedy Central, so whatever, I guess.
It's probably Paramount Plus then, yeah.
Okay, for your on your end. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'll check it out.
Okay, yeah, good, because it just gets
Thank
wild.
you for the recommendation.
Yeah, please do. So check it out because it's wild. Anyway, he showed me that, and then he also showed me, I think, the first couple of episodes of The Rehearsal as well, the first season.
Oh God.
Man, I mean, I think it's like either Nathan is just like he's just a mad genius when it comes to like I think it's so fascinating because I think he's so smart about like I swear he like studies like human interaction or what to like make these jokes.
I didn't realize this till I watched the Super Eye Patch Wolf video, but he's a magician.
Is he?
And it explains a lot. It explains a lot when you think about it.
Yeah.
He specifically does illusion work. So knowing that, everything falls into question in terms of legitimacy.
Sure. Yeah,
like
sure,
everything.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so it becomes a little more like digestible, I feel like, knowing that. But yeah, regardless, it's still like hard to watch some things.
Yeah. I'm just surprised like how deep that kind of almost. I mean, the first thing is that I think the first episode's great. I think the first episode like helps establish like what the concept behind it is, and then just the amount of like the ins and outs and the how much he plans and figures out in the scenarios and like using the actors and stuff. Like that's a great first episode. It's just then after that, like he sticks the scenario that he goes into in the second episode, and then it just keeps going into the third, into the fourth, and it just keeps digging and digging and digging. And I'm just like, how low is this hole gonna go until like like because like what's the result, man? Where are we going? Where are we going with this? It's I think it's just as much fascinating as it is funny.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's tough because part of me is like, because I mean it's I'm not it's I know this is all fake and stuff like that for the show and whatnot, but like man, it's just like sometimes it's just like you do wonder like how much of, I mean, because granted all we've ever seen of him is just in the shows and even in interviews. It's almost like he's
clearly like playing a character.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean it's just I mean I'm very it's impressive. It's very like just just the amount of like work that goes into it, and then I hear like season 2 it gets way more.
Oh yeah,
mad,
what I've heard.
Anyway, yeah, so I've been introduced to those shows now, so I'm really eager to check out the rest of it and whatnot in terms of like the quality. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say Rehearsal is like it's obviously only been out like recently and stuff like that. And I don't know if they're going to do any more seasons with it, but I mean, I'm very eager to see like where else he goes with it, because it does feel like a concept that could, still build on itself, if it's based upon the fact that rehearsing for a real life scenario, and then like what other scenarios can you fit within that in terms of like based upon human interaction and whatnot, so yeah, it's a really it's a really fun watch that you just kind of like, okay, where are you going with this, man? What are you doing? Anyway, those are the 2 shows that you kind of introduced to me while I was there anyway. And if you haven't checked out the shows, I highly check it out. I highly suggest you check them out.
Cool.
See if they're your thing anyway.
I was gonna say, hang on. Riku, I'm gonna say.
Okay.
How do you guys deal with burnout? Jack, how do you deal with burnout?
Burnout. I mean, ideally, you kind of just. I mean, I think I just like. I mean, you take a general step back from it and just like. I mean, it sucks because like the best idea is like you just try and not do it. You try and really just step back from. If something's not working out for you, just try and just step back and like try and do something else that will help in terms of like get your kind of like your energy back into it and whatnot. Because if it's the thing a thing you're working on, whether I'm working on an animation or something like that, if it gets to a point where I'm just like kind of like not getting the results I want, that's the point where I need to like, I know that okay, I need to do something else, whether that be doing a new project or like going out and like reading a book, or I mean sometimes in the case of me, because obviously I like to work on some like play around with like music stuff or whatever like that. I just do something I do that just for fun, and then just do that that's completely adjacent to whatever whatever else I'm doing and whatnot, or just whatever it is, either music or reading, or just something else that's not adjacent of like that main thing. So I think my process is just more the fact you just got to step back and then just sort of like, because like your mind's already like fogged up with the ideas of like why is this not working, why is this, why is that, and if you need that time to sort of like let it all clear the fog out before you can look at it clearly, being like, okay, I think I know what I need to do to get back into it and whatnot. So I mean that sounds simple, I guess it's not. Sometimes when you're like, oh, man, I really want to get back into it, but I just can't figure it out, it kind of sucks, but at the same time it's like you need as much of a it's I think it's just as much a part of the process. If you're struggling with a thing, you need to step back from it and then work on yourself before you need to work on the thing. So it helps with the process, and for me anyway. And I think it's I mean it's I imagine it's the same thing with you guys with writer's block, right?
Yeah. I mean, in my case, my burnout typically just comes when like there's too much stuff going on outside of the writing. Like, it usually comes when, like, oh, I want to write this thing, but, like, I'm also dealing with a job adjacent thing. I'm dealing with a family adjacent thing. I'm dealing with, like, plans I'm doing, like, and I can't quite squeeze the time to write something in there. And I wouldn't recommend doing that either, because, like, if you try to force something within, like, an hour, like, I feel like it just comes out crappy. And then you don't want to look at it after. I know some people say, oh, schedule your daily writing time. And I'm like, that's not how I work personally. Like, I'm much more spontaneous. Like, if I have the inspiration to write something, I'll write it. But it is one of those things where, the inspiration does kind of have to be there. So, just kind of getting struck by it is important for me. But then I would say, like, it's so funny because when I wrote the Failing Upward, the 5 episodes, like, I did write them all sequentially. So, wow. Like, yeah, they weren't like I wrote them one by one, and it's funny, I did go back and rewrite episodes 4 and 5, the last 2. Pick Up the Change wasn't always the way it was. Originally, Pick Up the Change had the concert thing was still there, but it was an episode that took place inside JC's house, and her brothers were bothering her. Let me see if I still even have that old draft up. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's see. I think it would be under... Let's see. No, this one isn't it. Hang on. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
This is funny. The fantasy sequence is kind of funny in this. I almost kind of wish I kept that. JC is trying to sneak out to go to a concert.
Oh, I think I do remember this.
Yeah, and her brothers won't let her out. Oh, so some of the references to this are really, really bad. What? Hang on, I'm this is weird rereading this, because this is not how I viewed the series. I've not thought about this in a long time. Oh, he says, oh, some of these are bad. I'm glad I rewrote this.
Well, can you give an example? Like, what's
why? Hang on, give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Why did I reference the Decemberists? What is going on here? Or Death Cab for Cutie? There's a Death Cab for Cutie reference, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, she gets trapped in the basement by her brothers because they all want to hang out with her and like do stuff. Like just like chill out with her because like she's the only one with a car basically.
Right.
She'll drive them around. But yeah, she's stuck in the basement. Yeah, and JC wants to go to a ska show. It wasn't Action Slacks, it was supposed to be a ska show originally.
Wow.
Kind of glad I changed that. Not that I don't like ska, but...
No.
Yeah, I don't remember why we decided this didn't work. But I kind of... I kind of like the fantasy sequence in this. Maybe we'll. Once again, there's only 7 people here, so you'll never know. But the JC fantasy sequence was a fake toy commercial, and it was like a JC ragdoll, and they're all like brothers are like kicking it and like pulling it and like she has 10 catchphrases. And, like I've lost all semblance of control.
That's good.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, maybe we'll have to come back. We come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
There's something there, right? There's something there.
Yeah. I mean, it's that sounds like man. I wish we could have done that like an IRL advert though. But then again, if this was on TV, they would like make the budget of like getting your IRL, like make a JC doll and get actual kids to be like, that could make the impression of but yeah, no, I mean that's just funny in general, yeah.
Yeah, I think my biggest issue with this one was kind of just like I didn't like the stuck in the basement thing. I also felt like the Piper thing was kind of like there's the Piper stuff that I was kind of leaving unresolved, and I was like, I don't like that. But I was gonna say, I think Cody got a little too buddy with Mark and Sabrina in this original version.
Oh right, okay.
Too fast. There was a axed fantasy sequence. It was like fantasy interior Cody's apartment night, 50 style. Cody sits down with Mark and Sabrina for game night. Sabrina, gee whiz, Cody, I'm sure glad you could join us for game night. And Cody says, oh shucks, Sabrina, I'm always game for game night. Oh, it's bad. Mark says, well, I hope you're ready for a snazzy good time because we're playing Don't Summon Cthulhu. What the? Dude, there's a Cthulhu reference that I just threw in there? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like that one. I'm happy I kind of left that. I mean, it's the idea is funny. They instantly summon Cthulhu. And everybody spazzes out on the floor. Okay, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. They instantly summon him and they all just die.
Oh god.
There's something there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Piper shows up at the end. But yeah, funny enough, Action Slacks was mentioned, huh? Interesting. Very cool. But yeah, that was the original episode. Pick Up the Change. But then there had to have been another drop. Hang on, let me see. Let's see. This is the same one. Hang on. Huh. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm sure this is very interesting for our listeners. I apologize.
It's all right. Yeah. They've
Somebody said they turned JC into a marketable plushie.
Yeah.
I'll have to come back to that one because that's actually a funny fantasy sequence. I think we can come back to that one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's the one thing we can kind of pluck out of there. There has to be another episode 6. Let me see. But anyway, Jack, do you remember any of these or?
I recall. I guess I didn't read the. I probably didn't read the whole. I mean, I think I remember the board game thing, and I remember the like JC sneaking out and stuff like that. I mean, I think I didn't want to read too much into the scripts because I didn't want it to influence the. I don't know why actually. Probably because I was just like I didn't want to be just as spoiled. I guess it's like I gotta wait after the next episode to find out what's happening next. Even though I'm like working on the show, being like
Yeah, no, totally. I totally hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I didn't change that much from episode 5 or 6 rather. It must have been just that one. That's so interesting. I could have sworn there was another one. Oh well. I guess episode 6 was always perfect.
Yeah.
Episode 6-1? Is that it? No, that's not it. Dude, I have this entire Failing Upward writing folder. Oh, there's too much stuff in here.
You need to sounds like you need to reorganize it again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a Merry Christmas one. 8? Huh. Interesting.
Okay.
There is stuff I have not seen in here in years. I apologize for this long silences, guys. I am going through this for the first time in a while, and it is very surreal. It is very, very odd. I have not thought about some of this writing in like 10 years. Huh. All right, that's enough of that.
I mean, we've said anyway. I think many a times that we'll one day we'll do a proper like look back at like old previous ideas of Failing Upward, like a history of it or where it started and like
Sure. Yeah.
designs and characters that weren't there and ideas and whatnot that didn't make the cut. It would be great, you know. So I someday we'll probably give like that all that extra insight and context upon like what made it in, what didn't make it in, and stuff. So,
totally. No, yeah, absolutely. I would love to kind of go down memory lane and kind of, I mean, listen, like, it just kind of going back to, what was I gonna say, like the original pilot.
Mm-hmm.
There was a character that was kind of like Cody was supposed to have 2 roommates. He was supposed to have Mark, and they were supposed to have well, technically he does have 2 roommates, but like, you know, 2 guy roommates.
Sure.
He was supposed to have Mark, and he was supposed to have this guy named Sips, who was this kind of like hippy dippy guy. And I'm so glad I got rid of Sips because he sucked. Like, not the character wasn't like a jerk or anything. It's just like in terms of like comedy, he wasn't very funny. But yeah, like it's just interesting to go back even to that and be like, oh wow, that character is gone. Like there's nothing left of that character.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions, by the way? I know we kind of just like went on a random reading tangent, but
yeah,
I'd like to know if anybody has any questions regarding the show or Starstruck or whatever.
This is a low key stream. You know, we're recovering from travel and surgery.
Yes.
So just in general, you know, we
you guys can ask anything you'd like.
I mean, I'm trying to keep it entertaining. I don't know if you've checked the recent stream, Gary.
Yeah.
You know, because I've taken the advice of the chat in general, and you know, try to incorporate some of these. You know, just help incorporate the little mini Codys about in 1 or 2 places.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Just it helps mix it up a bit.
Yeah, we will add Mini Cody as a reoccurring character soon enough. I really want to know where the Graggle Simpson came from. Like, I mean, he's always been there. Like, what am I talking about? You know what I mean? Like, he's always been there, but, I'm very, in terms of like the meme, I want to know like who came up with that. I like the idea of characters that people just forgot about and like were written off the show entirely. There's a lot of sitcom episodes like that. There's sitcoms like that where a character will just vanish, never come back.
But what's the Simpsons one? I think about that one.
Graggle Simpson.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Yeah. I meant like the Simpsons did like a. I mean, I know he was always there, but anyway. But the Simpsons did also like a parody of that where they introduced a character, like they took a big like a character introduced in a one-off episode.
The guy who lives with them.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Roy.
Oh, I forgot his name. Roy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi, Roy.
Mrs. S. Because it's supposed to be like Poochie.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a question. Cody is a chill guy. Does he have any enemies? Any enemies? I don't know about enemies. I'm sure he's pissed off somebody in a comic book store or something like that. By mistake. I don't think Cody would ever intentionally try to upset somebody. Funny enough, I feel like when I originally wrote Cody for the pilot, I feel like both him and JC were a little more aggro. They were a little more obnoxious towards each other. But somebody, I forgot who read the script, and they were like, I like the characters, but I wish they were a little nicer to each other, just because like it would help with their chemistry and it would make sense for them to have a lasting relationship and yada yada. They can still like call each other out and stuff, but like, you know, it would just help the long-term relationship.
They're a bit more chill about it, right? They're more just like, you know.
Yeah. So I think initially Cody probably pissed off some people in his early version. Perhaps. Yeah. Good question.
Yeah,
I think Mark. I think he kind of unintentionally pisses off Mark. We could say that, right?
Yeah. No, we've seen that anyway, which is funny in itself because, I guess, as Mark being the out there character he is, like that's the only thing he definitely doesn't tolerate is like, Cody disregarding like his his career path, or just like not even like considering his options and whatnot in terms of like trying to get out there. So it's like despite his erratic behavior, he's really rooting for his roommate. He's really like hoping that he wants to do the best that he can. Because you forget, Mark is a teacher. So it's like.
Or so he says. No, I was kidding.
Which is so funny in itself. So it's like.
Yeah. Will Failing Upward have an episode where Cody and JC look back at their high school years? We see fantasy sequences of their school hijinks. Yes. Probably. We'll see that. We'll definitely see that. I don't know when. I don't know what episode that'll be, but hang on one second. Hang on one second.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, I think that'll be a thing in the future. I'd like to definitely take a look at that era of their lives.
I mean, I'm thinking of there is a point of that happens in like I would say the
next one.
Yeah.
Sorta, yeah. Sorta. It's weird because like the way that Jaime animated JC, it's just JC in her normal outfit with, braces.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler, but once again, 6 people.
Yeah.
You guys will see. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we can go for like another 15 minutes, and then I'm probably gonna bounce.
Oh sure, no worries.
Getting a little tired, but as you can tell, I'm kind of sputtering out of it. But if anyone has any more questions, we're in the last stretch. Jack, 15 minutes, you should be able to finish coloring this, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to look through the textures right now to see what I can, stick on and stuff. I'm actually, I don't know if you noticed, but the outfit itself is kind of like a slight reference to her original, I guess, concept drawing.
Yeah, the halter top.
Yeah. But the color, the color palette is based upon
Letters Cleo.
Yeah, the one that you showed me earlier on. So So you know,
Good
and
stuff.
yeah. I'm just trying to find the right texture for that. And I probably will neaten up a little bit after, you know, once after stream as well. So, what's that one? Well, I guess I could use that.
Yeah. So if anybody has any more questions, feel free to ask, because we're gonna start wrapping up.
Well, I've got a question to ask in terms of like.
Yeah, ask me a question. So go for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to ask about like, do you plan of like, can you still like, I guess you can't be out and about too. You can't really get out and about as much, really, right? You can't like go to
right now.
Yeah.
Depending on what I'm doing, depending on what my doctor says tomorrow, we'll see.
Okay. Sure.
But I want to go to the movies.
Yeah,
That's something I kind of want. I think I mentioned that before the stream, but like, there's some movies I need to go see. There's like 3 movies, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna miss these if I don't go soon. But I want to see Project Hail Mary, which looks great. I want to see. They Will Kill You, Zazie Beetz, which I heard was a lot of fun. And then I want to see the drama. So all those are out right now. I know people really like Project Hail Mary. I don't know about so much about the other 2, but that's probably the one I'm gonna see first. Jack, how about you? Have you seen anything or excited to see anything?
I do want to check out the new Mario film because.
Okay.
Well,
cutting you off now. All right, bye, Jack. No, I'm just kidding.
What the hell? Well, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
Listen, there are a lot of talented people worked on that. No disrespect to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's very funny. You talk about these these films that got acclaim, and then I'm saying Mario film. I've tried to avoid. I've really tried to avoid spoilers on this one, on the in general, because it's the thing is with me is that it is based remember the title. It's based upon my personal favorite Mario game, so I'm very curious upon like, you know, what it does in terms of the adaptation and like what, you know, how they approach it and stuff like that. I know that who might be in it in terms of the characters. Especially one that I thought was like an unnecessary spoiler, to be honest. But you know, it's like, but I've kept kind of like
the one I'm thinking of.
yeah. You know, Far Socks. You know, so it's yeah. Anyways, but like it's so weird. But it's like, it's like I've been kind of like I've been like trying to like black out in terms of like spoilers and whatnot, or just in general, because I haven't seen any of the other advertisements aside from the teaser trailer. So yeah, I mean, you know, I part of me is just really curious to see, like, you know, because I found the first one, you know, good, fine, you know, it's like, you know, it's probably the most video gamey movie adaptation that I've ever watched, probably, you know. So, you know, it was fun, it was fine, you know. So I'm very curious upon like how it built. I mean, I think for a lot of us, I think who haven't seen it yet, we want to have a little bit more plot, you know, a character, and you know, develop a bit more with these characters and whatnot. I just hope they do Rosalie a justice. You know, so we'll see about that anyway. I don't know. I mean, very curious upon like what Donald Glover gives to the role of Yoshi.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I love Donald Glover.
I do as well.
This is very interesting casting.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it feels like they were in it for the bit. Like they knew the reactions from when the initial casting was announced. They saw the reactions being like, "Oh, maybe we should just get like Hollywood A-listers, or you know, just like stars to like be the voice of some of these characters and whatnot." You know, and then you get like the reaction of Donald Glover being Yoshi. And it's just like, I mean, he fooled us. Like, no one knew, you know, because we saw the, you know, some of the, you know, the clips and whatnot.
Do you think somebody guessed it, like, ahead of time?
Someone was just like,
that's him. That's him.
it's like, what do you like? You know, like
Troy. That's Troy. I swear to God, it's Troy.
Like someone, like someone under the influence maybe or something like that. Be like, nah, you're crazy, man. Like, no, I'm serious. I can hear it. And it's like, and they found out, and it's just like, holy crap, you're right, man. Like, yeah, I don't know, just funny in that concept, and that context anyway. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, it's just more about. I mean, like, I've got a good friend of mine who's been a big Nintendo fan in general, and for us, it's like, like, wow, who'd have thought, seen the day that the Mario film happened. Now we're going in to watch the sequel and stuff like that. So, I'm hoping it's just gonna be fun. I think that's all we can ever want, really. It's just a fun little, romp with Mario Co. So, and especially based upon my favorite game, it's like, oh my god, please, please do this.
That's your favorite Mario game?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was the fact of, like, I think, because I didn't grow up with like any Nintendo consoles growing up. We always got the hand-me-downs. So when when the PlayStation 2 was out, we got the PlayStation, and when we got the, and then although saying that, actually, when the Wii came out, that was sort of like the universal, like, oh, it's for everyone. So that's when we got the Wii. And I think, how like Mario 64 was the first time, the character was in 3D, and it's quite an eye-opening thing for everyone, because it's like, whoa, 3D and stuff like that. For me, that was like that with Mario Galaxy, but it's like it's that to another level. It just felt like everything was grander. And I know it's very, like, nowadays you can look at it being like, well, it's very you're simple in design, and it's not like Mario Odyssey, which I think is also a fantastic game, in terms of, like, having these open spaces and just finding levels and whatnot. It's like, it's very routine in terms of, like, you defeat this, you like the next level, or whatever, and such like that. I think it has too much of, like, so much. There's so much, like, in terms of the music, characters, settings, design that just made the appeal of the gameplay, no matter how simple the gameplay was. It was just, it really excelled it in a way that just felt like, that just felt grand. It felt like a grand, feeling, and I think obviously Odyssey felt that way as well. But, like, I don't know, I just when you, it was, I don't know, I guess when you're playing a game like that, especially for the first time ever, you don't lose that feeling, kind of thing. So, for me, it was just like, like, wow, this is it was life changing. So, I'm not saying that the Mario Galaxy movie will feel that way, but I am just hoping that, wow, if anything, I'm just looking forward to hearing, like, the music and stuff, and being like, oh my god, it's the Egg Galaxy and stuff like that. So,
sure.
It's just open for a fun time, man. It was like someone said it was like Mario film was a bit like a fun, roller coaster ride, something like that, And it's like, which, I mean, but this sounds like a low bar, but then again, it's a video game movie, and to the extent that it's the most video game movie that I've ever watched, it's like, it did its job, But now I'm also hoping for, like, a little bit more substance in it, so we'll see how this one plays out anyway. Eager to see anyway.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting to hear your perspective on it.
Yeah.
Because most of the things I've been hearing are like, worst movie of all time.
Oh, okay.
But I find that very hard to believe, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe an overreaction. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap it here. I'm gonna probably just try to eat a little something. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. How long do we go? Almost about 2 hours.
It's so funny because we said that this was going to be actually a bit of a shorter stream since we're so, like, knackered and tired and whatnot. So, and it's just like, we did a normal length for the normal stream.
Yeah.
You
That's okay. I think next week we'll probably try to get back to, like, normal overall stream.
Yeah. I mean, these were all meant to be low key anyway, I think, in general. So, I think, if we've done the job here, then it's like, it's fine, And, I mean, you're I mean, Can I say that where you are right now? You know, 'cause you're not at your normal setup, are you?
No, you can kind of tell.
So
You can kind of tell. I'm very close to the mic right now, and you know, I have the mic just laying on my chest while I'm laying in bed. But no, I mean, like, people think I sound normal. You know, we'll continue these.
No. You know, yeah, no, yeah, well, you know, I mean, I've said anyway. It sounds like you're getting there, man. That's the main thing, anyway. So you know, it's all enough healing and stuff like that. You know, and I think everyone's very. I mean, you know, we're all happy that you know still do these anyway. You know.
Totally.
So yeah.
I think we can continue this next time too. I'm having a good time, kind of doing these alt outfits. It's fun.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I would have continued with the slacks and the shoes and whatnot. You know, if we had time and stuff like that. I think we're too busy like yammering about. Just we're on a general catch up after we're away for a week. We're just catching up with so many things and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
Got to a point where we I lose track of drawing and stuff like that. So because you had to show me an old school concept drawing of Sabrina shooting Mark and whatnot. So and then trying to find out.
It came up in my Facebook memories today.
Oh, did it? Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Well, yeah.
So,
don't worry.
Iris, that's Iris Thevrish drew that. She did all the original Failing Upward sketches and character designs, and then you know people have come since and innovated on them. But like all the roots are there.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's cool. It's cool. You know, again, we'll have to show more of that, maybe like in a throwback stream.
Yeah,
or something
I have
like that.
tons of it. I have so much. I mean, like, before I go, let me see. Just like. Failing Upward art. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got a ton here. Oh wow, there's some old Wes stuff. Here's old Izzy stuff. Hannah preview. Oh, that's a Wes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a Wes. Why is my Mystery Science Theater biopic script in here? What? Okay, so you guys have to understand. When I was in college, we had to come up with an idea for like a 30-page screenplay, and I was like, oh, I'd love to do like a biopic on Mystery Science Theater, and that was my project. And somehow that made it into here, and I don't know why it's in there. I don't know why it's in the Failing Upward, Failing Upward thing, Failing Upward art folder. Oh man! Oh, there's a blonde JC. Oof.
Wow.
That's interesting. That's interesting. There is also a story I would like to tell at a certain point. Not this stream, but maybe another stream.
That sounds like you know, you move a table in, you know, one universe, and then you know that's
this has nothing to do with the blonde JC, but I'm also seeing some there were some background sketches done by a very, very nice gentleman who I've not talked to in quite some time, probably like 15 years. But there is a story behind meeting him and then somebody else in the room who I will not say who it is at the moment. But maybe after MomoCon, I think that might actually be an interesting time to bring that up.
Oh, cool.
So we'll see. But there was another very, very cool person in the room while we all met.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it here.
Yeah. We promise.
Everyone have a wonderful have a wonderful Easter Sunday if you're celebrating.
Yes.
And we will see you next week, hopefully. Pending if I should be feeling pretty good next week. So.
I mean, if we've managed to get through this, fine, dandy. Then.
Yeah, I feel like by next week the swelling will have gone down a bit.
Sure.
And if it hasn't, we'll see. But.
Well,
it'll get progressively better.
Well, the thing is that now you know you can do this from, you know, in a in the chill place where you are right now, anyway. So
yeah, and I sound fine as far as you think I sound fine, right?
Yeah. You know, honestly,
Well, you think the audio quality and everything, audio quality.
Yeah. You know, no. No, honestly, it's absolutely fine. I think we all hear you fine, and I can hear you fine, and you're fine. So,
awesome.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for checking out, you know, hanging out with us. Sorry we were away, but obviously, you know, not sorry because obviously there was reasons. Thank you for hanging out with us. Feel free to if you're new here, feel free to, you know, subscribe, check out the channel and stuff like that. You know, check out more on Patreon as well. Other social media doodahs.
Come to MomoCon.
Come to MomoCon as well. We're at MomoCon.
Yeah.
We'll have a panel and we'll have a table.
You're in the Atlanta area, May 21st, 24th. I will be there. I will have a booth. We'll be selling merchandise. You'll get exclusive prints. You'll get a Polaroid from Jack that will only be available there.
Yes.
As far as
oh, I'm so happy those came by safe and sound.
Yeah.
You know, you can get your own mini Cody at MomoCon. Yeah.
Should I just rip that out in photo? Like,
if we run out of prints, everyone just gets like a mini Cody drawing.
No, totally, yeah. Quiver Cartoon says, like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell. Yes, please.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. All the stuff. All
the stupid ding, ding. Ugh.
No, look, you know the drill, guys. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, we're tired. Leave us alone.
Yeah, it's late for Jack too, so we're gonna get going.
All right, cool. All right, till next time, guys. You know.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, bye.